Hello, Rachel. Good morning, Anna. Good morning, Cassie. Hi, Valerie. That looks like Erin. Hi, Jen. Some of you changed your handles, and I had to look at the tiny picture. Good morning, Madison. Hi, Kirsten. Oh my God, I was in your dream. What was I doing there? If you can say. What was I doing in your dream, Erin? Look at my new moon mug. I love this mug. Somebody put it in the dishwasher, and it's okay, but made me very concerned. Okay. Okay. So, sorry, I just wanted to check some dates on something for you guys before I tell you dates that don't exist. So, today's the 19th. Good morning. It's a Monday. I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to be here Friday because I'm going out of town for the weekend. And I won't be here Monday either. So Friday and Monday, it's a no coffee and magic sandwich, which is just horrible, honestly. Yeah, that's sad. I don't love it, but these are sacrifices we have to make. So I wanted to kind of update you on a few astrological happenings that will be occurring. Um, I may pop on here Wednesday morning. Wednesday morning is going to be solstice, um, and I might pop on here just to say hi and be like, it's winter solstice. Um, but after that, so we're oh my god, let me drink a little more coffee before I use my words. Wow, has anyone ever told you that you look exactly like Lee Keebum? No, I don't know who that is. Hey, Freddie. Good morning, Christine. Uh-oh. Lori says, I pulled the card this morning asking about Christmas Day, and the Tower card came out. Honestly, that sounds about right. Good morning, Carrie. Hi, Misty. Okay. Um, so anyway. Jesus Christ. Sorry, guys. So sorry for that. You should kind of see my setup, and then you'll understand how scary it is. All right, hold on. Just I hope you took your Dramamine. It's gonna be a ride this morning, apparently. Whoo! All right. Okay, that's kind of startled me. Um. Anyway, let me just tell you a couple things. Today is the 19th, and on the 21st, which is Wednesday, like this Wednesday, is winter solstice. And then we, dip into Capricorn season. So we are leaving Sag season and dipping into Capricorn season. The new moon peaks on the 23rd, I believe, and it's going to be a new moon in Capricorn. Okay. And that should be interesting. So we're not channeling until the 29th. So make sure you have that on your calendar. It's the weirdest thing. And I think that's also what is, sorry, YouTube. I think that's also what's really throwing me off because it's been so long since I've gone through two moon phases, not channeling. But the next channeling is going to not be during a moon phase. It's going to be in between. It's going to be on the 29th. And the 29th is actually the day that Mercury goes retrograde. Okay. So we've got a lot of really serious energy happening. And I just want to talk to you guys a little this morning before we jump into the card pools as we head into this holiday season and this solstice. I've heard from so many people, and I'm here, also feeling the same way. Like, I cannot pull any Christmas spirit through what whatsoever. And I usually put my Christmas tree up pretty quickly because I like trees with lights on them, and I think that's wonderful. And it's not really that big of a hassle. It's a fake tree, just pop it up. I can't, I cannot bring myself to do it. It feels like quicksand, and I don't want to. And I'm grateful that I'm going to Connecticut to see my family for Christmas because at least they have a tree and they're going to do all the gifts and stuff this year. And like, so my kids will have that. And the weird thing is, my kids aren't even asking me, which is weird. Because, they're like 9 and 11, but I don't know. The vibe is way off. And I think that um, it would be a mistake to look at this as a blip on the radar. I think it's time to seriously look at how long you've been secretly feeling this way and why this tradition is not maybe doing it for you anymore, and maybe time to make some new ones. Not today, but maybe for next year. It feels to me, and like this is just me. The way I'm feeling about it is I'm feeling more of a pull to celebrate the actual natural um, phase shifts of the earth itself. You know, um, I know why most of the viewers are here. Is it my boobs? Is that what you're saying? Good morning. Yes, enjoy. My God, TikTok. Um, but anyway, I'm feeling more of a pull to do that, to kind of just be more aligned with the actual phases of what's happening with the earth itself, as opposed to constructed holiday season. So maybe you're feeling that way too. I also cannot seem to drum up any type of excitement for New Year's, and usually I like to do something fun for that. So I don't know, dude. Like, you know, are you guys feeling that too? Okay, I'm seeing comments about it. And you're in Canada, so that's crazy. Because Carrie says they haven't had any snow there, which isn't helping. Thank God, me too. Definitely feel tower energy. Yeah. Yeah. Freddie, if you're still there, Jacinta says hi and she's missing Freddie story time. Madison, don't worry. My coffee won't spill. I keep that in a safe spot. Oh wow. Okay, it's so interesting how many of you don't even have a tree up. Wow. Yeah, you're not the only one. I'll translate all three screens that like everybody's feeling very, very similar. Freddie says hi back. I'm like playing telephone. Let me see if I could hear. Yvonne says the children don't know time, so they probably don't realize Christmas is around the corner. I think for traditional purposes, despite how we feel we have to put up the tree. Um, Yada yada yada. Yeah, okay, so a lot of people can't deal with it. And Rachel has another point that I want to talk about, which is the overspending, overindulging of it all. Um, I'm having issues with that too. I mean, money is tight, and I think that it's okay to say that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's a little bit of a toxic thing that happens sometimes in the community where we talk about manifesting and abundance all the time, right? Where it's like, you have to fake it to make it. You have to always be positive. If you speak it out into the world, it's what it turns into. And I think sometimes that can really fuck you up a little bit, because if like money is actually tight and you're pretending it isn't, that's dissonance, cognitive dissonance, and that's not really great. There is a way to shift perception so you don't feel like, okay, I'm a poor person, but like it's okay to be like, hey, this year we don't have the fucking money to do this. Like, that's all right. It doesn't mean next year. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means shit's tight everywhere because the fucking economy is crashing, because rich billionaires don't give a shit about messing up their toys. So it's like there's a lot going on in the collective with that, and I think it's okay to like say like, I see that, and it's really not a judgment on you at all. Like, we're doing the best that we can with the tools that we have right now, and I just feel really strongly that like I want to impress upon you that like we don't need to pretend that everything's good when everything's not good. It doesn't mean we can't also pull through positive aspects, but it just feels very bypassy to look at everything and try to see it like sparkly and shiny and like just, don't look at the ugly things. It's like there's a lot of ugly shit out there. And especially right now because it's all coming to the surface. It literally is tower energy. I think when we pulled it was months ago we pulled for this time. Remember, like we've been thinking about this time for months. Um Tower energy is all it is. That's it. So it's okay. It's all right. Okay. And at the same time, is like I can tell you, money's tight. My mental health has been better. My gut is a mess. I now have asthma that, takes me out. Um, Things are crazy. But you know what? While all of that may be true, I also feel like a lot of things are going to start going my way soon. And so I look forward to that. But it doesn't mean I'm going to ignore the fact that, like, some of the shit's crazy, man. Like, obnoxiously so. Oh, Jacinda, I'm so sorry. It's hard. Um, my girlfriend, okay, you won't believe this, but my girlfriend lost her black cat 2 days ago. So I lost my black cat about 2 weeks ago, and she lost hers 2 days ago. And so it's just it's a lot of a lot. It's a lot of a lot. Um, it's intense. There's a lot of loss, but also a lot of shifting. I don't know. We're gonna ride this wave up and down. We've been here together already for a while, but it has the vibes of like being kicked when you're down. But a lot of things are moving. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great, guys. Whew. But just remember, as Carrie's reminded me with, she said, I'm already over the New Year, New You shiz. It's not really the new year yet. It's the new calendar year that's happening, but nothing new really begins in January. That's kind of the month where things are actually their most like under the ground and dormant and frozen cold. So if you don't wake up January 1st, like with the whole new you ready to go, that's probably fine. It's more about feeling into the energy, right? And like allowing the seeds to be planted. We'll talk a lot about that during the last channeling of the year, which is the 29th. You can sign up for that on my website, sarahmala.com. But the new year really doesn't start until spring. That's when things pop out. Okay. So January is still hibernation time. And I don't know why we do that. I think we just like to make things very difficult for ourselves and like, what's the opposite of the energy right now? Oh yeah, let's do New Year's then and like make everybody feel like they're just the laziest sacks of shit because they don't want to go to the gym. Like, you know what I mean? Like, mm-mm. It's just weird. It's just weird. All right, let's get to the cards. If you're new here, hello. Um, you're gonna pull some cards and get a message for you this week. It's the last one of the week, so that's kind of crazy. That I won't see you for a while. Like I said, I'll try to pop in on Wednesday if I can. Anyway, I'm going to give you three things. You choose from those three things, and I am going to pull cards. Also, unfortunately, this is kind of a bummer. I have an update on the hawk. Remember the hawk? Um, it did not make it, unfortunately. Um, so that was sad. But at least the hawk did not die on the cold road, getting hit multiple times. They put him down humanely, but he had his fractured wing and something with his spine. Um, but I guess when the wing gets broken and exposed to the air for too long, like it's a very short amount of time that it's okay. Um, it's no good anymore and it has to be taken off. And the hawk can't live with just one. with just one wing. So unfortunately, I mean, it's a lot of death right now. So let's go ahead and pick the three things. What are they going to be? Honestly, I don't want to do three things. I want to do numbers again. Is that good with you? We're going to do repeating numbers. So three series of repeating numbers. You ready? The first one is 222. The second one is 808. And the third one is 114. Which number combination are you feeling this morning? 222, 808, 114. Just drop it in the comments. I'm shuffling. 222, 808, or 114. Just then it's like all the numbers. Mm. Still ringing. All right, if you're just joining us, we're about to do the card pulls. 222, 808, or 114. Hi, Janelle. It's a reminder for everybody in the lifestyle membership to please hop on there and fill out your energy note. I'll be sending out an email to you guys later. Time is passing fast, and while January felt like a million years from now, one good thing is we get to start our workshop really in not that long, just a couple weeks. So I can't wait to connect with you guys for the first time. I think it's January 8th. I kept saying January 6th, and I hope that you realize that I was wrong about that, but it's Sunday. Hi, Chris. All right, 222, 808, or 114. I'm pulling now for 222. You saw me shuffling, right? I feel like this combination came out just the other day. Anyway, let me know if you're ready, my 222 friends. You don't need the email. You can just log in to the website because I put the link there. So everything for lifestyle membership, you'll get emails, but they're meant to be redundant because everything will be available to you on the actual site. So just go and log in. Okay, you ready? Ready. All right, so this is 222. If you're just joining, it's 222, 808, and 114. Those are your choices for this morning. You have the stag, which is just nonstop lately. The swan. Wasn't this here on Friday? And the grail knight. Also, I feel like this was here on Friday, I think. Do you feel that way too? Let's see what the story is for this 222. All right. Okay. So I don't even know what the message was before, but here's what the message is now. With the Grail Knight, of course, there's always the thought of, am I allowing myself to be overtaken by illusions? And the Grail Knight is here to firmly encourage you to plant yourself in the present moment. Pull your energy into this moment right here. We're going to learn, moving forward, we're going to learn how to weave time in a different way. And It's different than shooting your energy into the future, into projections, right? Which is what we do now. We throw our energy back and throw it forward. Um, but that's not weaving, because that's like just wild tossing of energy. In order to truly like weave into the future or pull from the past, you have to be anchored in the present moment. The Grail Knight is asking you to start getting anchored into the present moment so that when it's time, you can start learning how to weave. And we'll be talking about that um, in the channeling. We talked about it in the channeling before. We're going to talk about it a lot more, it looks like. So that's happening. So anchor into the present moment. You have the stag and the swan. And this is an incredibly like, I get this like hushed energy, like shh, like almost like awe, like when somebody comes out on stage and all of a sudden the audience is like completely quiet and the spotlight hasn't yet hit the person, and you're just kind of in that anticipation of like, who is it, like what do they look like. It's kind of like that. It's like that kind of anticipatory energy, and it's you revealing yourself. It's you stepping into the room with a lot of confidence and with all of your energy just here and present, and it feels really big. So as you move through this week, my 222 friends, it's time to start trusting in the bigness of both your own energy and your magic. Because while there's been a lot of time of working up to and trying to get to a certain point, in your evolution, um, it's all here now. Like, it's you. So walk into every space with that knowledge. Allow things to come to you. Don't chase them. Don't grab anything. Just be that magnetic force for what feels most aligned for you, and own the space. Dominate the space with your energy. You can do that now. And that is your 222 message for today. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Okay. Hi, Jen. Congratulations, Chris. That sounds amazing and exciting. If you are just joining us, the two other choices are 808 and 114. That was 222. So 808 coming up next. Okay, this is 808. You can't see that. All right, let me know when you're ready. Are you ready? Okay, so this is 808. You have, tell me this wasn't a card last week. Restriction. You have perception, which I think I talked about but wasn't in the poll last week, and you have love. Okay, this should be interesting. So this is your 808 message. You've got restriction, perception, and love. All right. So let's see how to get into this one. Okay, so there's been a deconstructing for all of us, but for you, this has been a big one, of the concept of love and what love means and what it isn't, what it does, do you want it, blah, blah, blah. And so much of our training in this world has taught us that love is a relationship between two people. Love is a relationship between a parent and their child. And love is the connection between family members, right? Like those are the three loves that are really spoken about all the time. The fourth one that's been added recently is, of course, self love. But like, think about that. It's been tacked on. The fourth one's been tacked on, self love, recently, um, to like, I don't know, throw us off, make us confused. Why isn't it the first one? And what does it mean? And how do you love yourself if you've already been trained that that is selfish? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you can't just add something to a program that has taught you the exact opposite is good without first deprogramming that. So, I hope that makes sense. So, right now, and for the past, probably seriously for the past year, honestly, you've been deconstructing your old programmings on what love is and what love isn't, and what it means to love yourself. What self love actually is. Um, and as you've been doing that, my guess is your relationships have drastically shifted, and in some probably very uncomfortable ways. Okay. Because just like anything else, once you see, you can't unsee. And we've gotten to the point where we've seen so much that it's like a lot of things just they don't jive anymore. So as you've been changing your perception of what love means, what that program is for you, um, I'm wondering if you're starting to understand that love is an energy that really can't be restricted to such a limited human perception, you know? And as you free yourself from such a limited, small view of what love is, like how limiting, how tiny is it to say that love is only between, I mean, think about it. You can get so limited. Think of the programs out there that are being shouted from the rooftop. Real love is only between a man and a woman. Like, just think about that. Real love. You how many of you have heard someone say or have had this told to you that you don't know what love is until you've had a child? Have you heard that? We are so confused about what love is that a lot of us spend most of our time projecting our insecurities about what love is or love isn't on other people instead of just figuring it out for ourselves. But the truth is, which is like hidden, in the riddles of everything, you really can't experience love until you know how to love you because you're with you all the time. And what does it mean to love you? What does it mean to love yourself? If you've been taught that love means sacrificing your needs for other people, then you probably don't love very much, right? Because it kind of hurts. I've heard people describe love as being the understanding of the pain, like the embracing of the pain of what it means to love somebody. I'm sorry. I don't know about you, but like, I am so tired of that narrative. I am tired of the narrative of everything has to be hard if it's worth something, and everything has to hurt if it means something. That is so incredibly toxic and narcissistic. And it just kind of trains us to accept poor treatment from other people because we're conflating love with pain. And we're very confused. So, I've totally run off on my own little trail here, but perception, restriction, and love. How is your perception of love, my 808 people? How is your perception of love blocking you from being able to love yourself? And where'd you get it from? Right? I mean, I'm pretty sure you've been in this already, but it really needs looked at. There's a reason that we've been thrown off the trail of what it means to actually love ourselves. Because if you actually love yourself, you're not going to allow people to treat you like shit. You're not going to be allowing anybody to use you. You're not going to assume that somebody loves you even if they are being very unloving toward you. And you're not going to make excuses for bad behavior. And you're going to make choices that align with your best interests. Oh my God, right? So that's your 808 message for this morning. with the side of workshop. Okay, last one is 114. That's right, Jacinda, because 808 is a type of drum, right? Whenever I start seeing 808, like the numbers, I just know, like, oh boy, a cycle is ending and another one's beginning, and it's about to be crazy. All right, if you're just joining us, it's the last poll. It's 114. You can always catch the entire replay on my IGTV or on my YouTube. If you missed the other two, today was 222, 808, and now 114. All right. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, I can't even see what it is because I flipped it the other way. Good morning, Spiral Goddess. All right, let's see here. All right. Ready? 114. Jacinda says Cappy Energy 114. Not wrong, honestly. If you are familiar with your natal chart, your astrological natal chart, do you have your Mercury in Capricorn? Just curious. So you've got communication, High Priestess, and the cat. So let's talk about it. Communication, High Priestess, and the cat. So we're gonna put her over here for a second and talk about these two first, because they're coming together. So no, Virgo's a little nicer than Cap in Mercury. You know, we'll talk about that another time. Anyway, so cat and communication. So the cat's about your boundaries, and put together, this is the need to communicate your boundaries. So we're taking you a step further. It's great that you have them. Now you have to communicate them. And why do you communicate boundaries? Well, I'm going to tell you. You don't always, well, here's the thing. You don't always communicate boundaries to everybody. At least this is my thoughts on this. Obviously, if you don't align with it, that's fine. No problem. But this is how I feel about it. You don't communicate your boundaries to everybody. You clearly communicate your boundaries to the people in your life who you want in your closest inner circle. Okay? Not everybody needs to be that close to you, but the people who are closest to you should have a very clear understanding of what your boundaries are. And that should be a communication that constantly happens. Because there is an assumption, if somebody is in your inner circle, that you want them there and that there's a reason that they're so close to you. And you want this relationship or these relationships to be successful. And in order to be able to successfully relate to another person, to love another person, to connect with another person, you will need to know what their boundaries are. Okay. And a lot of times we don't communicate these boundaries to those closest to us because there is a vibe that says that if you are so close to me, you should already know what I like and what I don't like and what would feel good to me or doesn't feel good to me. And that's a very Cancer way to be. And we all have a little Cancer in us somewhere, some of us more than others, right? But it's very passive aggressive and it's very counterproductive to what you want in your life. So it's time to communicate your boundaries to the people who you want to succeed. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you want them to succeed? The people closest to you. Okay. And Spiral Goddess is saying something that we say every time about the boundaries. Boundaries are for you, not others. Communication is constant in word and deed. Yes, but communicating your boundaries to your closest inner circle people is what this is about. Okay. And it's not communicating your boundaries and then giving them responsibility to uphold your boundaries. It's communicating your boundaries so that they understand that if they cross them, there's going to be a consequence. And you want them to know that ahead of time. You don't want them to be surprised by it. Okay. That's how you have close, meaningful relationships. And again, we are all in a place of restructuring this and figuring it out. And you're not going to be perfect at it because that doesn't fucking exist. You are allowed to make mistakes. You are allowed to say the wrong thing. You are allowed to forget to communicate. You're allowed to do all of these things. And then you're also allowed to say, oof, I wish that I had done this differently. Let's start working on it, right? You want the people closest to you to succeed. So give them the tools to do that and allow them to give you those tools back. Okay? And then you have the high priestess, who is going to give you a very different message for those who are not in your closest inner circle. Okay? Because here's the thing, you don't need to treat everybody exactly the same. You don't need to have the same level of transparency, openness, giving. You don't have to do that. Don't do that. Maybe you've always done that. Are you tired? If you are going to be completely open, completely giving, completely in flow with a person, that person needs to be in that same space with you, and you need to trust them. You need to already know that they are somebody who should be in your inner circle. If not, you need to boundary up with that and kind of bump them to third rung, fourth rung, whatever it is. High priestess is coming here to talk to you about how you handle people who are not in that closest inner circle. They have to earn that. And you are allowed to have relationships with people where you don't just completely open up your chest and say, this is everything of who I am. Don't do that with people who haven't expressed to you that they want that. You know what I mean? Don't do that. Don't do that anymore. Keep it together. All right? Let people earn the right to that precious space that you hold. Chances are, when you open up like that with people who are not really aligned, you end up getting hurt, don't you? Because you've overexposed yourself and you expected the other person to be able to hold that space and they couldn't because time. That's all. That's no big deal. You're allowed to have different, all have to be, 0 to 60 and try to hear it because I am a person who's very scorpionic in my relationships, and I don't know how to have casual conversations. I know that about myself. Like, this is how I am. If you're going to be friends with me and you want to see me on any type of regular basis, we're not going to talk about the fucking weather, dude. Like, I don't know how to do it. Don't know. So, knowing that about myself, I've got to be careful, right? Because I know that if I put myself close to a person, I'm going to open all the way up and expose everything. And then it's likely that that person may not reciprocate and then I'm going to get hurt. So just know yourself. And it's not about protecting your energy so much as valuing your energy and not just giving it out to everybody. Okay. So, inner circle, the people who you want to succeed with you, who you want to cultivate more relationships, get closer to, communicate your boundaries. And boundaries can change all the time. Touch base, just like Spiral Goddess said, communication is constant. Okay. And over here, so nice to see you. I will not be giving you a free pass to my energy today. Right? So that is your 114 message. Yeah, I'm calling myself out too. Like, it's a very Scorpio way to be. And here's the thing. It's exhausting. It's exhausting because it's like, why does it have to be so complicated? It doesn't have to be complicated, but it's more like, if you've been on the same like spiral path for like a while and like the same thing always happens, like you're the common denominator, babe. You know what I mean? Like if something keeps happening over and over and over again, and you're like, oh my God, like why do people keep doing this to me? Um, you're the common denominator. We got to look here first. Just got to do it because it's you. So anyhow, there you go. It's hard to kick someone out when you're married to them, but c'est la vie. Well, we could say a lot about that too. Yes, everybody heard the Taylor Swift. Janelle's over here being like, it's me, I'm the problem. Okay. Anyway, I love you guys. Make sure if you are new here that you're signed up for Magic Notes so you get my emails. I send a lot of stuff out that way, like energy updates and such. Um, and the next thing that's going to be happening is our last channeling of 2022, which is on the 29th. Okay. When you sign up for that, you'll also get the recording automatically. So you don't need to be there in person. That's okay. And I'm excited for that. We haven't done channeling together in a while. It feels like ages. So I'm excited to see what comes through. That's the 29th. You can get your ticket for that on my website. You can find all the stuff on the website, sarahmala.com. I hope you have a great week. Like I said, winter solstice is Wednesday. I will try to touch base with you then. If I don't pop on a live, I'll definitely send an email out to you. But if I don't connect with you personally before you go off and do holiday things this coming weekend, I hope you do have a wonderful time, whatever you choose to do, however you choose to celebrate, whatever feels best for you. I hope you're able to anchor into every present moment that you're in and enjoy the energy that's in that moment for you. I love you. I'll see you when I see you. Sign up for the mailing list if you're not on there already, or follow me on Instagram so you can be up to date with whatever I decide to do. Love you guys. Jesus Christ. I'm so sorry. It's either too much caffeine or not enough.